You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Still hot out there, and this coming as many are still without power this morning. Thanks for being here on this Monday at 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Neda Iranpour. Yeah, hopefully you got through the weekend okay, found ways to cool off. This is a heat advisory still in effect for several areas in our county. Still another day of this. CBS 8's meteorologist Evan Rani, you've been tracking the heat, Evan. The cool down, though, it's close, right?
I think it starts tomorrow.
Okay.
Through Wednesday. We could see a 20-degree drop in temperatures in 48 hours.
Amazing.
So that's going to be today, the final day of dangerously hot temperatures. Tomorrow, a slide in temperatures of 5 to 10 degrees. 5 to 10 degrees the following day, and in some cases that continues through the end of the work week. So finally, a notable change in the forecast that brings us back to normal territory by the time we get to about Wednesday afternoon. 88 degrees this afternoon along the coast, 102 out there inland. Mountains and deserts are no longer under any heat-related alerts, but they still are going to be pretty warm out there. 96 across the mountains, 110 for the deserts. Walking out the door, not a lot of relief overnight. We're talking to you, Fallbrook, at 81 degrees overnight. Quite hot. 72 for Poway right now and 70 in Del Mar. Sun's going to be coming up this hour. We'll be talking more about how hot it will be for today and about that dramatic cool down that comes on the back end. Back to you.
I want to get to those power outages now. Several folks without power right now. Outages first reported around 3 yesterday afternoon. San Diego Gas and Electric says they're still working to find out what caused the outages, but they're confident a lot of the problems are weather related. So look at your screen here. This is just some of the power outages. At one point, 14,000 customers were without power throughout the region. At last check this morning, more than 800 customers are without power in Valley Center. There are also outages in La Jolla, Vista, and Paula. Now, to prepare for the loss of power, SDG&E says you should always know where your flashlight is, make sure your vehicle is charged or fueled up, and that you always have enough food and water. Don't forget, you can get the latest forecasts and weather alerts straight on your phone. Just download our free CBS 8 app or visit the website, cbs8.com. And this morning, San Diego police asking for the public's help in finding the people behind a series of attacks in Hillcrest.
Happening there again. Investigators say in recent days now, several people have been shot by a pellet gun. CBS 8's Chris Groh live in Hillcrest this morning with the latest on what's been happening there. This is not the first time this has happened to people in Hillcrest, right, Chris?
Yeah, no, the first time that we saw this happen was back in May, a string of shootings just outside of LGBTQ plus bars here in Hillcrest. And there were some, again, injured people there, one person getting shot close to the eye. Now, this same thing has happened yet again in a string of shootings. Police investigating now 4 of them. No word yet, again, confirmed if they are connected, but it is something that investigators say that they are looking into. But this happened this past weekend as well as on Monday. Investigators say people driving down University Avenue shooting a pellet gun at people that were walking on the sidewalk 4 separate occasions during the last week. The latest, again, this weekend on 10th and University around 2 o'clock in the morning. And then again last Monday night in that same area around 10. So again, these are happening a little bit later at night, very early in the morning. No serious injuries. Police say that they are going to be trying to use those smart street cameras to get some footage and get some clues to try to figure out who is doing this, but they are investigating this as possible hate crimes.
First 2 incidents that we have documented this month on Monday the 2nd was a dark colored SUV. And then this incident this morning and last night was a light colored minivan. Again, we don't know if it's related or connected.
Yeah, so still looking to see if any arrests are made in either case from these series of shootings or even the ones back in May. Police say that if someone is, again, arrested and charged in these crimes, they could be looking at serious charges like assault with a deadly weapon. If you think you know anything, you're being asked to call Crime Stoppers. Eric and Neda.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Yes, let's hope they find them quickly. New this morning, a suspect now in custody in connection with a deadly shooting in Lemon Grove. That man has been identified now as 27-year-old Joshua Gonzalez. The shooting happened in the 3100 block of School Lane late Saturday night. Sheriff homicide investigators say the victim and Gonzalez had an argument just before the shooting. The victim has also been identified, 21-year-old Diego Omar Valera Trujillo. He's from Spring Valley. Police are working to find out what led up to that argument. Later on this afternoon, San Diego City Council will meet to discuss the homeless and housing crisis.
City Council members will consider giving Mayor Todd Gloria new authority to address the emergencies. CBS 8's Regina Yarita is live downtown here this morning with everything we know about this plan here. Regina?
Yeah, good morning, Eric and Netta, and that's essentially what is happening. Right now, they will be discussing whether to possibly grant Mayor Todd Gloria more jurisdiction when it comes to the homelessness crisis. It could really determine whether to declare an emergency over the homelessness and housing issues that we're dealing with here in the city. So the discussion comes after Council President Sean Elo Rivera introduced it, and it also comes as the city is expected to lose hundreds of San Diego shelter beds in the coming months. Redevelopments are slated for 4 shelters in San Diego, including Father Joe's and Golden Hall. According to a staff report, although significant progress has been made over the last few years to increase programs and services for individuals experiencing homelessness in the city, the number of people experiencing homelessness remains far too high. If today's action plan is passed by the council, it would grant the mayor the power to declare a housing or homelessness emergency. Once the mayor declares an emergency, he could go through approving some contracts and even suspending regulations to make those contracts happen, including the approval for contracts under $5 million and accept and spend any grant money to respond to this emergency. So Monday's discussion does follow just days after the city put out a call asking for property owners to offer up locations as future shelter sites. So back out here, we know that discussion will be taking place later today in the afternoon. As soon as we hear more details, of course, we'll bring you the latest on this. But for now, I'm in downtown. Regina Yarita, CBS 8.
It's hot. It's too hot. Just can't even stand it being outside without even really just sweating.
How many times did you hear that or say that this weekend? La Mesa hitting triple digits. Those sidewalks, benches, shops, outdoor dining, not exactly seeing their usual crowd because of it. Some people did go to restaurants this weekend to avoid turning on their own stoves, using their own kitchens. Many, though, staying out of the heat altogether. And that unfortunately meant for some of these local businesses, they did not see crowds.
We have had a drastic reduction in customers. I mean, just no life on the streets. Maybe a few people coming in. It's, you know, it's hot and people don't get walking around in the heat.
A reminder, there are cool zones all around the county. I mean, that bookstore has AC. We do have a list of the cool zones as well at CBS8.com.
Yeah, I suppose just people out walking around to go to just kind of hop into shops is not happening as much as these businesses would like, right?
Yeah, we went to the library Friday to sit in there and, you know, read books.
And chill out,
chill
literally.
out, yes. It was very much a relief to be able to do that.
Man, it's been nasty. Please tell me the end is in sight.
It is indeed. Today, the final day of excessive heat, and then we'll start to watch as those temperatures slide day over day between now and the end of the week. Looking outside, there's a little bit of haze out there on the horizon, not a lot. We're dealing with generally very mild conditions related to the marine layer, but what we'll watch for is as those temperatures slide day over day, we will see a resurgence of that marine layer. So those clouds will start to build onshore as we go into the about Wednesday through Friday stretch and really Wednesday and beyond stretch. Like I've talked about, overnight lows don't give us a lot of relief. We're in the 70s and 80s right now out the door. 74 in Carlsbad as we speak, 72 in Poway, 77 in Alpine. We'll watch for these temperatures to just warm from here following the sunrise. In Ramona, Escondido, Alpine, and El Cajon, we broke records yesterday. 110 was that afternoon high. That's the new record in Ramona for the day yesterday. Remember, these are daily temperature records. Escondido made it to 109, beating their previous record of 104. Alpine and El Cajon also had a record of 104, now beat 105 in Alpine, 108 in El Cajon yesterday. So today's temperatures are pretty similar in many cases. Santee and El Cajon are going for 103 today. La Mesa, 97, 89 for San Diego along the coastline, much more mild. La Jolla at 77, but downtown San Diego at 89 degrees. So a big discrepancy if you're downtown along the coast versus if you're in La Jolla along the coast. An even bigger discrepancy from, say, Encinitas at 79 degrees this afternoon versus Escondido, more than 20 degrees, almost 25 degrees of climbing. And that separation, I mean, while sizable, it's still incredible to see an almost 25-degree temperature climb when you're that close to each other in area. But the real question is how far away from the coast you are as to how hot you're going to be. 101 for Poway, Rancho Bernardo 99, Ramona going for 104. Mountains and deserts, they're warm out there, but starting to see their cool down. The mountains and deserts are not under any heat-related alerts for the day today. So looking at the next 5 days, we watch as those temperatures slide daily. You can see how we go from the upper 90s and triple digits today on Monday, all the way down to the upper 70s as early as Wednesday and Thursday, starting to incorporate a bit more cloud cover from that marine layer as well. Let's check in on traffic. It is a quiet start to the morning out there. Remember, with all these crashes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different crashes. CBS8.com/traffic can walk you through. Let's take a look at our border wait times out the door right now, where our San Ysidro Port of Entry is at 110-minute wait. Otay Mesa Port of Entry is at 100 minutes. So both are going to take you between an hour and 2 hours or so. Remember, again, our website has more resources on how to get through with likely minimal delays. Back to you.